Hello, Steve. Here is the tutorial for your Vader's Vault Hero. Sorry for the delay, things has been a bit hectic. Okay, so this should be what you will see after you plug the SD card from the Saber onto your computer. Of course, you're going to need an SD card reader to do that. And before you take the SD card out of the soundboard, it is best to plug in the kill key or the recharge port. That cuts the power from the battery to the soundboard and allows you to remove the SD card safely. Anyway, after you do that, this should be exactly what you will see. I mean, this is the backup here before I send out the Saber. So you should be looking at the exact contents. 6 sound fonts, that's the capacity for Crystal Shard version 3, and these all contain different sounds, and they all contain a config file, which is this thing here. If you pop it open, here that dictates how much power that drives into the 3 LED channel. Well, that's for color mixing, of course. That's not something you should worry about your Saber, because it's by default only one color. And this thing all down here, that's for NeoPixel, the quick on, quick off. You don't have to worry about that. The only thing that should matter is this, the FLK value. That is how fast the Saber would pulse. I believe the range from this goes from 1 to 20. The higher it is, the faster the lightsaber would pulse. That gives you the unstable effect. So there is that. There is one of these config file in every sound font. So technically you can have 6 different blade, like 2 stable ones and 4 pulsing one. And to answer your question about getting more sound fonts, I believe for now the only legal way to get new sound fonts would be to purchase it from saberfont.com. They sell Saber fonts at a reasonable price, and you can try it out before you decided to buy one. After you get it, copy and paste it into this folder, and then rename that folder bank 1 to 6. Of course, since there's only 6 sound fonts allowed in here, with a new one, you kind of have to let one of these go. You could either delete it, or the way I would do it, I would make a backup of this entire folder, all of its content somewhere on your computer. Well, I mean, these things, they're kind of flimsy. Sometimes it crashes and it just does not work. So with the backup, you could just format everything and copy and paste their content back in. Okay. After you put the new folder in and renamed it, just make sure there is a config file in that folder. Otherwise, the board wouldn't recognize it. You could simply copy a config file from other sound fonts and put it in the new folder. And before that, if things does not work, just make sure all of your sound fonts are named in this manner. If I remember correctly, there will always be 4 blaster sound, 2 boot sound, 4 boot up sound, and 16 clashes, and so on and so forth. If the individual sound files are named incorrectly, it could screw up the entire sound font. So if you buy them from saberfont.com, they should come with correct naming. Just in case things do not work, that's one place to look at. That covers how you would put in more sound fonts. Actually, I have some extra Luke fonts. If you want, just send me a message and I'm happy to share my fonts with you. That's technically cheating the guys from saberfont.com out, but well, just between you and me. And about making the swings faster, that's where this file comes in. You see this override file? It controls the behavior of the entire saber. The eye parameter is what you would want to look at. It's not the only way to change things, but I find it to be the easiest since you only have to change one. This is, in essence, the sensitivity level. The lower it is, the more like lazy the saber is. You kind of have to swing hard to get a sound out of it. Vice versa. I'd suggest changing the value to 57. That's the suggested value on the manual. And like I said, that's not the only way to switch things up. The other way would be changing thresholds. That's these three values. LS stands for low swing, HS stands for high swing, and LC stands for clash. Now these are threshold values. How it works is when you swing a saber, the amplitude of the motion generates a value in the sound card. Now the sound card perceives that as how hard you're moving the saber. When it reaches a certain value, the sound card tells itself, okay, I should make this sound. Now the first one, the LS, is the low swing. As you can see, it's the lowest value of the bunch, meaning that if you swing it harder than 45, you get a low swing sound. And that's just the same for high swing and clash sound. A low swing will be high swing will be and then clash will be the, well, you know what it is. Now, with that explanation out of the way, I guess you could say to get a more verbose lightsaber, you just have to lower all of these thresholds. But I tried those myself. It's kind of a tedious process with a lot of trial and error to get the optimal setting. To me, I'll just take the easier route and just adjust the sensitivity level. That's about it. That's about how you would make changes to the SD card. If you have problem about any particular aspect, feel free to send me a message anytime. Likewise, if you want more Luke sound fonts or really just font from anybody else, shoot me a message and well, I can hook you up. I have loads of sound font collected over the years of lightsaber selling. So yeah, just tell me what you want, buddy.